So I'm running a moustache competition at work, just for a bit of fun, and I thought I could 3D print a cool little trophy for it. So the idea is something moustache shaped, with some LEDs on the inside to light it up. So I've got some RGB LEDs here. They're the NeoPixel ones from Adafruit. Some Arduinos and Teensies and stuff that I might use to control them. And I've just been looking around for some inspiration for the shape of how it should be. And I've found some cool images and stuff. So looking at maybe something like that kind of a shape, or maybe something more like that. I found Lyft, the competitor to Uber, does some similar ones. Sort of, they do them in pink. Mine probably won't be pink. And they do light up ones like that. So yeah, I'm going to try and design something and see what we come up with. So it's been a few days and I've managed to get a design together. Haven't had too much time to work on it, but got something now. So it's going to be a red moustache, a bit like this. So it'll be printed from red PLA. It's got these little flat spots in the bottom that it'll sit on, so it'll kind of lean back while it's sitting on the desk. So it's all hollow. I can make these transparent. So it'll be printed in two halves, the left half of the moustache here, and then the right half printed as two halves because it's about 300 millimeters long, which is too big for my printer to print as one. And so the two halves of the moustache are hollow, and then you've got this piece that sits in the back, and LEDs will sit along through here to light it all up. This yellow piece in here is to hold a little teensy microcontroller that you can't see. There's two little gaps in the side over here and here, so you can hopefully get this back piece and pull it out once it's all assembled. It's held in by these clips in here. I'm not quite sure how well these will work out. They might be horrible, but they might be fine, so we'll see. Then the two halves of the moustache will just be glued together. So I'll show you just one half of it. So it's hollow with 0.5 millimeter thick walls, and then those clips are just up in here. So it'll be glued to the other half on that face there. So I'm about to print it and we will see how it works. So a little bit of a failure here on the print. The teensy holder, which was sitting just here, came off the bed, and the rest of the prints look alright but not fantastic, so we might have to reprint some of them. So I'm just looking at these parts I got off the printer, and there's some weird patterns going on. So you can see through there and there. So it's like some of it is sticking out. You can feel it on the inside. You've got the opposite pattern. So like this little section here is kind of protruding slightly from the surface, while the rest of it that looks good is all kind of flat. So you can see it on both of them. There's a line across there, and there's a few not so nice looking patches around where the clips were. The backing piece where the lights are going to be attached to is printed fine, and the teensy holder, apart from half of it being missing because it came off the bed, seems like it works well. The teensy just slips right in there like that, so that's perfect. So I just need to reprint that with a brim so it doesn't come off the bed. But these are really disappointing looking, so I'll have to figure out what I've done wrong there and fix that. So I've made the walls a bit thicker and changed a few things around the clip, and it seems to be printing a lot nicer. It's looking pretty good there. I'm actually printing it in spiral vase mode this time, so it, instead of doing a single layer and then moving up and a single layer and then moving up, it just keeps continuously going up. So you can see the Z height here just keeps slowly creeping up rather than going up in big jumps of 0.15. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm pretty optimistic. So the moustache is still printing. It's looking really good, a lot better than the last one. And then over here I have finished wiring up and sticking on all the LEDs. So this is the back LED panel, LED strips wired on there, then a Teensy microcontroller board, which is just a Arduino compatible board, and so the hole there, so the USB port will stick through the back, so you'll be able to power it, and then we'll get some nice patterns going on the LEDs to light up the moustache from the inside. So this is all ready to write some code and test that out. Okay, so I've written some basic code to control the LEDs, and this is kind of what it looks like. So it pulses on one side and then the other, and then over and over. So this is just, I'm just holding this together. This is the old crappy prints that don't look very nice, but gives you a rough idea of what it's going to look like. I think it's pretty decent. So the two halves of the moustache have both finished printing. They look pretty good all round. There's only one little spot that's not so good, which is right in the tip. Kind of see there, it's quite thin and will break quite easily, but it's going to have to do for now. And it's the same on the other one. So now I am going to glue them together and try and assemble this. So let's see how it looks. So here is what it looks like. It's mostly assembled now. You can kind of see the LEDs through the plastic, which isn't ideal, but it's alright. Still one part printing there, which is the little part to hold the teensy in place. You can see it's kind of just dangling in there at the moment, which will be fixed soon. But I think that's looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. So the teensy fits quite nicely in here. It just clips in. There's a little clip on the back here that holds it in. And then so I will glue that in here. We have a slight problem here in that I didn't make enough clearance for the USB connector there. It doesn't actually fit, so I'm going to have to use the knife. Okay, so that fits now, so all I have to do now is glue it in place. So there we go, that's that finished. So teensy is held in place there, wiring out to the LEDs, and you can get to the USB port there. It's not the easiest thing to put this in, it's a little bit finicky with the clips, but once it's together it seems to hold alright. And the glue seems to be holding up fine. I can put a little bit of pressure on the glue joint and it doesn't seem to want to break. And it sits up on the two flat spots on the bottom. So that's pretty good. And here is the final product, all assembled and going. So it's seems pretty sturdy. You wouldn't want to be too hard on it, but it goes alright. You can probably see the slight pulse of each side. Takes a couple of seconds. And so the moustache competition is tomorrow, which is why I'm sporting the best I could muster. Not too evenly shaped, but it'll have to do, and we'll see who wins the competition. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, maybe learned something. See you next time.